How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another CSGO predictions video. I hope you guys are doing well. I am back with some more predictions, and I'm hearing your guys' recommendations in the comments as well. I'm going to be working on adding a spreadsheet and as well as keeping track of all these wins and losses so I could get rid of all this confusion and these people that are trying to really just attack my videos, which is just kind of bullshit. I really think I'm one of the best predictors in the game, so make sure you guys subscribe. I will always give you guys top of the line analysis and will always give you guys great sort of information, and with that you guys can even go against my prediction. You guys can use that information to bet however you would like, but I'm just here to give you guys my best advice. So just remember that. Let's get right into it. In my opinion, I'm doing pretty solid on the road to Rio. More good days than bad. Let's keep it going. Virtus Pro versus Hard Legion. Now, these matches are pretty tricky to judge, and VP has not been playing well at all, and these odds are really just kind of ridiculous, especially given how bad VP have been playing as of late. They did beat Simon, but they lost to Apex and Sprout. They haven't just been looking too great, and honestly, I would just recommend a skip in this match, as these teams are too random, and the odds just aren't worth it, as we can see here. For the risk, it's just not worth it. So now Pro 100 versus Espada. I really like this matchup for Pro 100. They've been looking really solid, and they've seemed to finally find their form again. They lost it for a brief period of time, but they really seem to find their stride, and they've been picking up wins, and they even had like a decent series against Navi. Just ultimately weren't the better team, but they did somewhat compete, and it wasn't like a complete blowout on both maps. And yeah, I just favor Pro 100 in this matchup. I think it's a good 50-50 gamble. Of course, I would recommend a smaller bet, as these CIS matches are really tricky, but I do favor Pro 100. So now G2, oh no, that's a live match. What am I thinking? So going on to Navi versus Simon. Now this matchup, again with the CIS matches, like look at the odds. It's so not even worth it that it would probably just be better if you did a plus 1.5 maps on Simon. I mean, like, really, there's no good odds in this matchup unless you do something on Simon. But really, I would rather recommend like a skip. Don't bet anything big on this. Skip these matchups, if anything. Like, the CIS matchups are always going to be like really random, and the odds just aren't really worth it. So heading into Godsent versus Mousesports. This matchup is going to be a little bit more interesting, as Mousesports really hasn't looked super solid as of late. They've been slipping. They did have that nice win versus G2, but they really just haven't looked themselves, and they've been dropping maps to North, Movistar, Contact, like FaZe. They've been really losing to everyone, and although Godsent hasn't looked super great as of late, I'm actually going to be favoring Godsent plus 1.5 maps. Now the reason being is that Godsent do have a solid map pool in which they could somewhat compete on a few maps in which I think they could drag out a victory against Mousesports. So for example, they could easily take a map like Nuke, and if we look at Nuke, their previous track record, they got 16-1. Yeah, they beat Astralis, but they must be feeling pretty low given that they just got 16-1 on their last time they played it. So I actually like Godsent to take a map. And although they haven't been playing well, I still think that they can somehow manage to take a map against an inconsistent Mousesports. So I'm going to do Godsent plus 1.5. On to the next matchup, which is FaZe versus Copenhagen Flames. This one's pretty straightforward. FaZe online, they've just been looking way too solid. I'm just going to take FaZe to flat out win this one. And if you want to be a bit risky, you can go for the FaZe 2-0. And yeah, it might be a bit tricky because FaZe are a little bit poor on Inferno, and Copenhagen Flames do have a solid Inferno. So if I want to be honest with you guys, wait until about 5 minutes before this game, or even live bet this match. Wait until you see which map is being played. If it's Inferno, I would hold up on the bet, but if it's any other map, I mean, Vertigo will be a little bit tricky too, but I would just hold up if you see the Inferno pick from Copenhagen, which is most likely gonna happen. So I would kind of refrain from doing the 2-0 just in case. If you want the safe bet, of course, just do the FaZe to win. So now on to the NA matchups of Gen G versus Cloud9. This matchup should be pretty interesting. Now, Cloud9 have shown some great resilience as of late, and yeah, they've been pulling off some very nice comeback wins. They beat Evil Geniuses, they beat Envy from behind as well. Gen G have also, though, looked really solid as of late. They've been able to beat Evil Geniuses as well. They lost to Cloud9 in the last matchup. And if I'm just being honest, I really like the form of Cloud9, and it's a pretty 50-50-50. Whoa, that's a lot of 50s. It's a pretty 50-50 match right now, and I really like Cloud9 to win. I think they've shown that they are the better team, and as of late, I'm just not convinced with Gen G. Yeah, they beat Evil Geniuses, but Evil Geniuses have been looking pretty poor lately, and you have to remember, they squeaked out that win versus Evil Geniuses pretty hard. So that being said, I like Cloud9 to win, and that'll conclude the video. Thank you guys for the support. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And yeah, thank you guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another predictions. Peace out.